What's up, Beast People? Titos here, and welcome back to the 6th match of the Pokémon Premier League. Almost forgot the name there, that's amazing. But welcome to the next week of the Pokémon Premier League. This week I will go against my friend Lyro, which some of you, if you've been around on the channel for quite some time, you should already know about him. And yeah, he's OG friend, let's say, from YouTube. And yeah, I'm gonna battle Lyro. His team is Pittsburgh Pyroar, and I think I didn't mispronounce that. Hopefully, please God, don't kill me if I did. But yeah, that's gonna be Lyro's team. We're gonna go against him. His team is really scary, or his squad, I should say, because it's not just the 6 pokes, he has more. And it's really scary. He has big threats like Kyurem, Mega Pinsir, really good pokes like Arcanine, Gliscor, Electivire, Quagsire, Gourgeist, Shaman. Like, his team is really good. But I made a team, and I'm quite confident on my team, to be honest. My team was really well planned this week, I think. I think I planned very well. There's just, like, of course, maybe a couple of mons that could suppose a trouble, but they're walls. They can't really hit back a whole lot, so I should be fine. And apart from that, yeah, let's go into the team breakdown, because the team is quite... I would say it's good for this match. That's all. I think it's a really good matchup. And yeah, so... let's go into the team breakdown. So first Pokemon, as always, it's gonna be 360 No Scope, the Blastoise again, yep, always, and basically Blastoise is the same set. I didn't change Blastoise at all. Blastoise is the same set. Rapid Spin, Scald, Ice Beam, Dragon Tail, Bold Nature, Max Defense, Max HP, to take hits with lefties, that's it. That's Bold Blastoise, to take hits. Of course, there's a big threat on Lyro's team, which is Mega Pinsir, because Mega Pinsir, I don't have a switch in. There's clearly not a switch in. Tyranitar on my squad is a switch in, but if he has close combat, then doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So basically, I don't have a switch into that Mega Pinsir. It's a big threat. It's a big threat. With close combat, return, quick attack, those 3 moves, he can do a lot on my team. For not saying that he could probably kill all my mons if I don't outspeed, and probably Oko. If I don't have an Oko move, then I'm kinda screwed. But yeah, Blastoise is there to be a wall to take hits, and of course, if in case needed, the worst case scenario would be to sack him off against Mega Pinsir, because that's the only thing you can really do. And yeah, and Rapid Spin overall, and Scald because burns, and Dragon Tail for phasing out, because phase is really good on Blastoise, and it can help you out. If you predict he's gonna switch into something that's bad for Blastoise, you can just Dragon Tail, and that's free, cheap damage there. It's really good. Then, second Pokemon, it's gonna be the new squad member. In case you guys didn't see on Twitter, because make sure to follow me on Twitter, because I always tweet, and there's a Twitter for the Pokemon Premier League too. So if you follow, you can see all the transfers and all the updates and everything about the league. So make sure to do that if you didn't. Second one, it's gonna be Conkeldurr, which is the new member of my team. I dropped Mega Charizard X. Yes, because Charizard X for this type of league, he's strong, of course, he's a really good mon, but it's hard to use because everyone will be ready for it. Everyone knows what he's gonna do. And I mean, I could run some different stuff on Charizard, but in the end I had 2 fire types on my team, and I didn't really need 2 fire types. So I thought, let me bring something that's good and can actually help out my team. What was it? Conkeldurr. Conkeldurr fits really good with the team. This is gonna be the normal set Conkeldurr, nothing special. You guys can see it's Guts, Assault Vest, Adamant, 248 HP, 252 attack, and weight on special defense. The only thing is his moveset, which is gonna be Mach Punch, Drain Punch, Ice Punch, and Earthquake. And it's just there to deal damage to most things. EQ because of his Arcanine, of course. EQ to hit Arcanine, Drain Punch, and Mach Punch because it's stab, priority, and recovery. on both, and Ice Punch because it can hit Mega Pinsir, it can hit Gliscor, it can hit Gourgeist, it can hit Shaming. There's a lot of things you can hit with Ice Punch on Saro's team, so Ice Punch is a thing there. And Guts, because if we get the Guts boost, that's gonna be amazing. And any hacks, I can just switch in Conkeldurr if I predict well. Now, third Pokemon, it's gonna be Porygon 2. Porygon 2 is there to take physical hit too, and to hit back, kinda. Because, of course, I know if he brings walls, they're probably gonna be physical walls like his Arcanine and his Gliscor. So I needed something to hit those things on the special side, and I thought maybe Porygon could be there to be bulky and hit those things right back with Ice Beam and Tri-Attack. Of course he has Recover, and then he has Signal Beam because of Shaman, and I think there was other stuffs, I think it was even Gourgeist, and just overall to do damage, I guess, Signal Beam. I can't quite remember why I put it Signal Beam right now, but Signal Beam was for Pokemons like those. And then of course a Violite, Relaxed Nature to boost his defense a little, speed, and Analytic, because Analytic, if you're last, it boosts your power of the moves, so yeah, it's good to have a Relaxed Nature with Analytic. So yeah, that's Porygon 2 there. Next Pokemon is going to be Tornadus T. Tornadus T is here to just be annoying. Like, this is not even offensive or anything like that, it's just to be annoying. He has max speed and then 180 HP and 76 defense, so he can live a return, I think, from Mega Pinsir, if I'm not mistaken. I think that was the calc I did. I don't know if you can live one or it's a 2-hit KO. Well, it's basically the same 1 or 2-hit KO. What am I saying? Oh my god. Whatever. The thing is, he's bulky. Like, with those stats, he's bulky. And he's fast. He's gonna outspeed everything. And Regenerator is really good, so it's gonna be really to just bulk moves if he can. And be annoying and give me momentum. Having U-turn, being as fast as he is. And then he has Taunt to prevent setup. Knock Off to just get rid of items, and Tailwind, which is gonna be crucial if Slaro has anything with agility or something crazy along those lines, because he could try and go for the sweep with his Mega Pinsir or something, and Tailwind is gonna prevent that, just in case, because you guys are gonna see now, my last 2 mons are Scarfed, so I don't need Tailwind, but something crazy could happen. It could even knock off one of the items on one of my pokes, because it could happen. I don't know. It's situation that I am preventing, is getting to outspeed this team, because I really need to outspeed this Mega Pinsir. If I can't outspeed with the last 2 mons, then I'm screwed. So Tailwind is there to prevent that, and yeah, Tornadus is just gonna be annoying, because he will probably think it's a Trispex or something to hit hard like Life Orb or anything, and it's just there to be annoying. Then, as not last Pokemon, but from the 2 last mons, we have Tyranitar. Tyranitar is gonna be back this week. He just battled first week, and he's gonna be back this week with a really important rule, which is stop Mega Pinsir. Tyranitar, I'm not switching in Tyranitar. I would switch in if I would predict Pinsir going for either Quick Attack or Return, but I will mostly likely try to not do that, because he could go for close combat and completely destroy Tyranitar, which would not be good. So if I predict a Return or a Quick Attack, I could easily switch in Tyranitar and just Rock Slide, and that would kill the Mega Pinsir, because with 208 speed, Choice Scarf, I can outspeed a jolly max speed Mega Pinsir. So yeah, and the rest is on HP, just to make overall a little bit bulky the Tyranitar, like just a tiny bit. And yeah, that's gonna be Tyranitar. Unnerve, because I don't want any of his pokes to get boosted by the sand. I don't quite remember, I think it was Quagsire. Yeah, Quagsire on the sand. Oh my god, no, I don't want that thing on the sand. So that was one of the reasons I didn't want to bring Sandstream. And because it's like residual damage even for my team, so it doesn't really work. So Unnerve is way better, just in case he would have a berry. And then of course it's Scarfed, and you guys can see he has Rock Slide, Stab, EQ to deal damage, Ice Punch, because as I said before, Ice Punch can hit a lot of things on this team, on a squad, and then Stealth Rocks, just in case I would need rocks if I could just set up the rocks and get the hell out of there. Yes. And it's gonna outspeed everything, and it's gonna be hit hard as hell, because max attack Tyranitar, that's a lot. That's a lot of power there. So yeah, he's gonna be there to prevent Mega Pinsir and just deal damage overall to his whole team if he can. Then last mon we have Victini. Victini is gonna be back, and it's gonna be Choice Scarf, Jolly like Tyranitar, basically the same. And it's gonna be 252 attack, 32 HP, and 224 on speed, because that's enough to outspeed Mega Pinsir again. Jolly, max speed Mega Pinsir. So Vicrate can just bop Mega Pinsir, and of course it will bop anything else that may come in. Of course it would not bop stuff like maybe Gliscor. Gliscor, I think it's a 2-hit KO, and which is freaking crazy. And there's Arcanine that can take it, just take it, so nothing. But it's gonna be there to deal damage overall. Energy Ball because of Quagsire, Bolt Strike because electric type move, why not? And U-turn to give momentum, because this is Choice Scarf, so it's not bad to have U-turn. So yeah, that's gonna be basically my team for this match. I'm really confident because I have what is basically 4, kind of 5 mons that are kind of bulky. Blastoise is bulky, Conkeldurr is bulky on the special side. We have Porygon that's bulky too. Tornadus that is made to be just annoying and kind of bulky a little bit. And Tyranitar overall that just by himself is bulky. So he should be able to take a couple of hits. And yeah, overall the team is quite bulky and is gonna be hitting really hard and really fast. So yeah, hopefully this team will work. So now going into the battle. You guys can see on the team previews right now. I brought the team as I explained, and Slowro brought a Gourgeist, Pinsir, of course, Gliscor, Electivire, Arcanine, and Kyurem. Now, one thing I was really relieved when I saw his team, when I saw it, that it didn't have Quagsire. I was so relieved, because Gliscor was really not a problem. And Electivire, I wasn't really worried about Electivire, even though after the battle, and even now that I look at it, Electivire could have kind of been a problem, but it's too frail, so I would be able to finish him with anything from both of my Scarfers, because they would outspeed, and yeah. So Electivire would not be a big issue in the end. He could do a lot of damage and kill something if I would switch in, but that's it. And then there's Kyurem, that could be their Choice Specs, or even Choice Scarf, which is kinda scary. But I wasn't really too worried either, because I would be able to deal a lot of damage with my Scarfers, again. And I had bulky mons to take his hits, that's another thing. So I wasn't really worried. Now, from his whole team, of course, Arcanine was gonna be a little bit of a problem, just like Quagsire, because I knew he was gonna be probably the bulky set, and I mean, he can take hits, but I would be able to take him out eventually, I think, because I had a lot of offensive moves, even on special sites, so I wasn't really worried. And then, of course, Gourgeist. Gourgeist, I didn't really know what he was gonna do, to be honest. I never really battled a Gourgeist. I knew he's bulky, but I was like, I have a fire type, I have a rock type, dark type that is good against Ghost, and I have a flying type, so I wasn't really worried about it, so I was good, and I had a lot of ice type moves, so Gourgeist wasn't really a threat. And then Mega Pinsir, which is the biggest threat, as I said, but in the end, I had 2 Scarfers ready for it, so I thought I was gonna be good. So yeah, let's go into the battle, let's get this battle started right away, and start now. Press play. And yeah, when you start off the battle, I was scared he would start off with his Mega Pinsir. So what I did was I started off with my Victini, because if he would start with his Mega Pinsir, I would just go for Vicrate either way. But he didn't, he actually started off with Kyurem. But again, I thought I can go for Vicrate and kill it right here, right now. But I even thought he could switch and maybe I would go for a U-turn, but I didn't, I wasn't real, so I was like, let me just go for Vicrate, because why not, it's damage. But of course, logical, he switched into his Arcanine, and that thing is gonna eat up the Vicrate, like, not even, so normal. And I thought, yep, I should have went for U-turn. That would have given me momentum. But in the end, I wasn't really worried. I was like, well, that happened. So I just decided to let it happen. And I switched out, of course, next turn because I couldn't really touch the Arcanine. And I just went for my Blastoise because Blastoise was there to be able to hit on Arcanine, because Scald would do a lot. I would be able to take any hit from it. I was scared of Wild Charge, to be honest, so I really didn't know what to do, but I knew he would not go for a Wild Charge on a Victini either, so I thought he would probably even go for a Flare Blitz. That's why I switched in Blastoise, but he went for Close Combat, so I took that very well. And then of course he just decided to, of course I knew he would switch, so I went for Dragon Tail. And I predicted his switch, so I said, he's gonna switch, so I'm gonna go for Dragon Tail just to get cheap damage in case he goes for Mega Pinsir, because I don't want to switch in to Mega Pinsir. And I go for Dragon Tail, it happened. It was actually Kyurem, which gave me a super effective damage there, which was good. And it made him go into his Gourgeist. Now here, of course, this was not a good matchup for my Blastoise, so I just decided, of course, to switch out. And I switched out into my Porygon because I thought he would probably go for a Ghost type move even, just because why not? And normal type, immune, so better possibilities to get a free switch. But he actually didn't, and he went for Rock Slide, which didn't do a whole lot, and then he Leech Seed, which was not good, but either way I decided to go for Ice Beam, and that did 50%, I would say, like that's like basically 50%, but of course with leftovers and a Leech Seed, he's gonna recover his health, which was just basically not a 2-hit KO, it was probably a 3-hit KO. So then he decides to switch, and I actually decided to go for a Tri-Attack, because I predicted him to switch. Yes, because I saw that he was not gonna be able to do a whole lot to my Porygon, if his Rock Slide was his only move. And he probably didn't want his Gourgeist to die, so I decided to go for Tri-Attack in case he would switch, and he actually did, and I hit the Arcanine, which was good. That was really good damage there, so I saw that Porygon was gonna be able to deal good damage in the future for Arcanine if I needed, as I thought when I made the team, so that was good. Then of course I just switched out because I wasn't in a good situation, and I thought if he goes for a Flare Blitz again or something, I could probably get a boost from Guts. And I switch out, and he actually goes for Toxic, which was good for me in the end. It's not the best because Burn doesn't take as much damage as Poison, but I got the boost from Guts, which was kind of the objective. And here I go for Drain Punch, and no, I don't think I go for Drain Punch. I go for Ice Punch thinking he would switch, but he didn't. He went for Morning Sun, and I was like, okay, that's not really cool. He got frozen, but I knew he would not get frozen like more than just this turn, so I wasn't really worried about that. I knew he would get out of the frozen state, as you guys can see, and he's gonna go again for Morning Sun. And I'm actually gonna go, I think I go now for the Drain Punch. Yes, I go for the Drain Punch now, so I could get that little HP back and see how much it would do, and it was a really solid damage there. That Drain Punch did a lot. Even with lefties, that's like a 3-hit KO. If I would get a crit, it could kill, which was really good. And it was kind of stupid because I went for Drain Punch to recover HP, and I didn't even think I could have gone for EQ before. So I just went for EQ this turn, and I kind of got lucky. I got a crit. Which, I mean, it didn't really matter on the whole match, like, it just made the match easier for me, of course, because his wall was out of the way, but in the end I would be able to take out his Arcanine in either way, like, if it wasn't like that, because, like, I would be able to take on his Arcanine even with Blastoise, so it was not really a big deal. So his Arcanine died to the crit, which was, of course, it's really good, like, it's a profit for me, but, I mean, I got hexed on all the battles, too, and, I mean, that's what happened. Can't help it, can't control that. And here he goes for Mega Pinsir, and I was like, I need to sack off something, I can't let my Conkeldurr die, so I just switched in Porygon 2, because his Arcanine was out, I didn't need Porygon 2 for anything else, so sacked off Porygon 2, And if, of course, he kills the Porygon too, then I just decide to go into Victini because I could outspeed and V-Create. And of course, to preserve his Mega Pinsir, he switched into his Electivire, but Electivire, of course, just died. Electivire just died to the V-Create, like, no way Electivire would take that. So basically, him not having the Arcanine helped a lot, but I actually think that here, if he would have switched into his Gliscor, it would have been better than Electivire, because it just let Electivire die, so that kind of helped me. And here, I just decided for Gliscor, I'm gonna try and use Broly to hit with an Ice Punch, the Conkeldurr, but EQ did way more than I expected, so from here I knew this Gliscor was more offensive than defensive. So that's probably why I didn't switch into my Victini. And he just kills my Conkeldurr, so I wasn't able to hit back. So after that I thought, since he has EQ and probably knockoff or anything, I'll just go for my Tornadus. And I'll just use Taunt to prevent anything. And I actually switched into his Kyurem, which in the end this Taunt helped because his Kyurem is a double screener, which I didn't know. So that Taunt helped because it forced him to switch. And what I did in front of the Kyurem, of course, I just went for the U-turn because I knew I would outspeed. But he actually switched back into Gliscor just because of the taunt. So that kind of helped. And I got big momentum here because I was Scarf Tyranitar and he didn't know. So I just went for Ice Punch and that straight up killed the Gliscor. Straight up, Gliscor dead. And he didn't know it was Scarf, that's why I got surprised, because I outsped and just killed it with Ice Punch. And here, of course, he goes for the Kyurem. And here I just think, okay, no, I need to preserve my Scarfers, so let me get the hell out of here. And I switch into my Blastoise to take any hits, but of course, here you guys are gonna see, which got me completely off guard. He's setting up screens with his Kyurem. He got his Reflect up, and I was like, that's not good. That is not good, because if Pinsir comes in, Pinsir is not gonna die. I don't know if Rock Slide would still kill, but it's... if it could live a hit, that would not be good. So, that was already a problem, and I thought I need to stall out with my Blastoise. Blastoise needs to be able to live the hits from this Kyurem. And after that, it just goes for Roost, which was good, made the turn stall out for the Reflects and Light Screen. And I just went up and used Ice Beam to try and maybe get a Freeze Hex, which would be good. Or a Scald. I think I used Scald after this turn. And just tried to get a Burn maybe, in case he would even switch in his Mega Pinsir. Because I was really scared of the Mega Pinsir coming in. But I thought, if he switches in Mega Pinsir, then Blastoise dies. I can't switch in nothing on this Kyurem to get damaged. And I can't switch in anything on his Mega Pinsir. So I thought, Blastoise is here to just stall out the turns. And then, as soon as I saw that he had turns, he went for Roost. I was counting the turns for the screens and I was like, if this reaches 5 turns, I'm gonna Dragon Tail so he gets the hell out of there, so he doesn't set up more screens. That was the thought process I had. So basically I just kept stalling, seeing if I could take the hit or not. And here, it actually helped that he went for a Roost. And I was just recovering little by little with lefties, which made me being able to take another hit. If it would have gotten a crit, it would not matter, it would just kill the Blastoise and I would just switch in my Tyranitar and like Scarf, Rock Slide, everything. But he still had the Gourgeist, which could still take the hits, so it would still be able to take the hits with his Gourgeist. So here basically this is kind of a stall part of the battle, because he would just go for Roost and everything, and here I knew the Reflect would go off, and I'm like, okay, this is the moment, Dragon Tail. And I use Dragon Tail, I get that thing out of there, and here he has Pinsir. And I'm like, okay, Reflect is gonna be out, and Blastoise is probably gonna die this turn, but I don't care, so just in case he sets up and I'm alive, I'm gonna go for Dragon Tail. And he actually did, he did go for the Swords Dance, so Dragon Tail here helped the sweep to not happen, even though it would not matter because I would outspeed with Tyranitar next turn or Victini and I would kill it one turn. So Swords Dance would not matter, but it was still cool to be able to predict that. Like, just go for a safe Dragon Tail in case he would set up, and that was good. Now here, of course, this is a bad matchup for my Blastoise, and I just decided either way, if he goes for Pinsir or anything, I will just go for my Tyranitar in case he switches, because I actually thought he would probably switch. But he didn't, he stayed and he went for Destiny Bond. So here I was like, okay, this thing has Destiny Bond, and then I just kinda tested and tried to see how much my Tyranitar would do. So I just went for Rock Slide because in case he would switch or anything. And Rock Slide did a good chunk, and I got a flinch, which was crazy. I was like, wow, I got a flinch? I'm like, okay, that's a thing. So I just straight up stayed and tried to go for more Rock Slides, but I missed the next one, so I mean, Hex was neutral here. I got a flinch, then I missed, so it's whatever. And Leech Seed was set up, and here I took damage from Leech Seed and everything, and here I just thought, okay, no, I need to get Spikes out of here because I'm taking residual damage. I need Spikes to be full health, so I can't. So I'm gonna switch out. And I went for my Tornadus Toki. I went for Destiny Bond, so that made a free turn, which is not bad. And here I just proceeded to go for knockoffs, because it's super effective. And because if you would switch in maybe Skyrim again or anything, I would knock off an item, so that would be good. Not Mega Pinsir, but still would be damage. And yeah, here I just decided I'm not gonna switch in anything, I'm just gonna stay and be annoying with knockoff and anything, and if I need the Tailwind, even though I don't think, I knew I would not need the Tailwind by this point, but if I wanted to just be crazy and set up a Tailwind, I could even do it. So I just decided to stay, and I did all that. I just was annoying with Toki. He was just there, and just trying to kill off this Gourgeist, which I thought I would be able to kill it, but in the end I think I used the third knockoff and he lives with like nothing. So yeah, that kinda sucked, but I mean, it didn't really matter or anything, like it was just, I thought it would kill and it didn't. But after that I killed it either way, so basically, and yeah, you guys could see here, Toki was even taking the Rock Slide, which is crazy. That is crazy. So yeah, just taking Leech Seed and Rock Slides, and here I go for the knockoff. Here is when I go for the last knockoff, and he lives with a little bit of HP, and I'm like, damn it! I thought that would kill. But in the end it didn't really matter, to be honest. And here I'm just gonna die for the Leech Seed damage, normal. And that's the thing, so Toki was out, and after this point I just thought, I have two Scarfers. And the objective they have is to destroy. And I thought, what is the best matchup right now? Tyranitar. So Tyranitar would be able to kill with Rock Slide at that range. I knew that for sure. So I just went ahead, Tyranitar, Rock Slided, and basically Spook is dead. That's for sure now. Now, his next Pokemon that is going to send out, of course, is going to be Kyurem, Ice. And Kyurem, I wasn't able to make a certain calc because it was already damaged. I don't know how much that could be. That could be like 15%, I'm not entirely sure. So I calced, and it was a chance to probably kill, like I didn't know, like from like range of like percentages and everything, it could kill. And yeah, basically it didn't kill first, so I just went ahead and went for another Rock Slide. Even though he got a flinch, he would not be able to take me out with Dragon Pulse, so I was kinda safe there. So basically, Tyranitar just cleaned up the last 3 pokes he had with Rock Slide. He killed Kyurem, and then of course Pinsir came in and it was just Rock Slide and bam, dead. So yeah, we got a win this week, which is freaking amazing. Oh, I feel proud because I've been losing like so many matches, it's crazy. So I feel really proud that I'm actually able to win because it proves that I can still do something. It still maintains me up there, like thinking, yes, I can battle, I can do a proper team, I can proper counter a team. So that was good. And yeah, I 3-0'd Sorrow. Tyranitar is getting to be on the MVP list because he got 4 kills on this match. It's just insane. Tyranitar is so powerful, he needs to stop. Like, would not never think a 61 base speed poke would be able to outspeed threats like Mega Pinsir. That's crazy. So that's Tyranitar for you guys. That's crazy. So that was the battle. a win for the Sport Lisbon Benfica. Really good. And next week we're gonna go against Teddington Teddiers, I think that's the name, against Ellie. And it's quite scary, her team, to be honest. She has a really scary team. So I'll try to do my best for that next match too. And hopefully we'll get another win, maybe? I don't know. I'm gonna try. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this week. Hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to fire punch the like button down below because your support is really appreciated. Make sure to comment down below any suggestions or recommendations for, like, I don't know, what you would have done for this team match different than me or anything. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next video. So as always, stay beast. See ya.